everyone, Father Scarlet here today, and I want to talk about this video from Spo0ksi. Hope that's how you pronounce it. And the video is titled, I Drew Men Like Men Draw Women, Art Rant plus Speed Paint. Starting off with an overgeneralization, tisk tisk tisk. So this video starts off with Spo0ksi saying that there's a tweet that said, if you like shirtless men, then you can't complain about shirtless women. Spo0ksi says that this tweet is wrong, but no, sorry Spo0ksi, but the tweet is right. It's kind of hypocritical to say that one group doing something is somehow okay, but when another group does it, it becomes wrong. Like no, that's not how that works. Okay, so she brings up the point that a lot of people think that women aren't drawn in weird ways because of how normalized this stuff has become, which she is right about this, but do keep in mind that something that may be suggestive in real life might not be suggestive in fiction thanks to the literary device of framing. Sometimes people make the mistake of seeing something as suggestive when that was never the intention for it in the first place. She then goes on to talk about how it makes sense for some characters to dress suggestively, while others not so much. And I do 100% agree with this. Like please, why do you people have to constantly draw women like they're getting ready for a swimwear competition? Tisk, tisk, tisk. Do better, y'all. So Spo0ksi goes on to try and draw male anime characters, but as she puts it, she drew men like men draw women. And just to get this out of the way, it's not only a thing that men do. Women draw other women suggestively all the time. Women also draw suggestive men all the time. Can we please stop with this gender bias nonsense and overgeneralization? Anyway, moving on. Spo0ksi decided to draw Zora and make him quote-unquote appeal more to the female gaze. Now, here's the thing. Girls think Zora's hot. Like, just look at him. She goes on to say that he was drawn in a way that appeals to the male power fantasy. But, Spo0ksi. Okay, you are right. Zora was drawn to appeal to male power fantasy. And you know what one of a guy's power fantasy is? Not all, obviously, overgeneralizations, I can do that. One of those power fantasies is to be attractive to girls. So Zora is literally drawn to be attractive / suggestive to girls. If he was not, he would close up the kimono. Also, I find it funny how she brings up Dragon Ball as another example of these exaggerated male physiques that she implies that aren't attractive to girls. But no. Have you not been on the internet before? My dear friend, the unhinged things I've heard girls say about Broly have scarred me for life. So these characters definitely do appeal to some girls, they just don't appeal to you is all. Which brings me to another point. Throughout the entire video, Spo0ksi mentioned the male and female gaze a lot. It's also peppered all throughout our comment section. But the truth is, the male and female gaze does not exist. Attraction isn't a one-size-fits-all sort of thing. You might see someone as a perfect 10, while another might see them as like a 5 at best. I'll use KG from Your Turn to Die as an example. So girls think that KG is pretty attractive. Like, I've also seen a lot of girls just go nuts for this. Like, go on Pinterest once, and it's crazy. But at the same time, I've also seen tons of girls say that KG is ugly. The point I'm trying to get here is that attraction isn't universal. The male and female gaze does not exist, and just because you don't find something attractive doesn't mean that it isn't attractive to someone else. Now, next she talks about a character called Rebecca. Now, I don't know anything about this, so I'm only going by the screenshots, so please bear with me. So basically, Spo0ksi goes on to say that men being shirtless is super normalized, and it's not the same thing, which kind of doesn't make sense because she also said that suggestive anime women are normalized too, so I don't get how that's an argument at all. So by using the argument of something being super normalized, wouldn't that mean that there's no problem with how these anime women are drawn then? Because they're super normalized too. Yeah, I don't understand this argument at all. So anyway, Spo0ksi didn't say it outright, but I can only assume that she is saying that a shirtless dude isn't really suggestive, And, my dear sister in Christ, have you not seen a romance book cover, like, ever before? Shirtless men definitely can and are attractive to meet other women, so, yeah. Also, shirtless women are pretty normalized, like I said. Not just in fiction, but also in real life. Anyway, moving on, she talks about how it's different for Rebecca to be in this swimsuit type outfit compared to these other guys shown. And even though I just said men shirtless can be suggestive too, I actually do agree with Spo0ksi on this point. It's not the same thing, and it's not as simple as, well, it's not suggestive because it's a man. The reason Rebecca is suggestive and the men are not is simply because of the framing. Long story short, from these screenshots, I can tell Rebecca was drawn to be suggestive, while the other guys I see were not drawn that way. So, in this case, she is actually right. I would go into greater depth of what framing is, but I want to keep this video short, and I'll save that for when I do a full video on this topic. So, long story short, Spo0ksi, I can understand where you're coming from. It's kind of annoying the way that a lot of girls are drawn in anime. But the truth is, men, women, they all can be drawn suggestively, and they can all be drawn by both genders. So can we please stop with these overgeneralizations? Can we stop with the blaming of everyone in a group when they're not even related? And can we just critique the individual person, please? So I don't want to sound mean because you seem like a nice person, but this video just seems kind of pointless. I have nothing against Spo0ksi. I like the vibe of the channel, I really do. And truth be told, I only wanted to use responding to her video as an excuse to dip my toes into this topic a little bit, because I've been working on a video regarding the topic of suggestive character design being a problem. But I just had too much stuff to go through, so I used this video as a little way to just talk about this a little bit, to get the gears rolling. That's the whole reason for this video's existence. I'm not upset, mad, or trying to bash her channel. I'm just giving out my own opinion. But it always comes that time of day, I have to say. Bye.